When a man begins to envision a future with you, he doesn't always announce it with a grand declaration. Instead, he starts a quiet, almost invisible process of restructuring his entire existence. This space-making is a profound psychological and physical shift where he moves away from the autonomous lifestyle of a single person and begins to weave the fabric of your life into his own. It is a transition from a world built for one to a sanctuary designed for two. For many men, actions speak where words are still forming, and these subtle shifts in his routine, environment, and mindset are the true indicators of his long-term intent. He is essentially clearing the brush to pave a path that you can walk together, ensuring that when the time comes to fully merge your lives, the transition feels like a natural evolution rather than a forced adjustment. The process of making space is multifaceted, touching every corner of his reality. Physically, it manifests as a decluttered home where your presence is not just tolerated but anticipated. Socially, it looks like a curated calendar, where high-value time is protected and low-value distractions are pruned away. Most importantly, however, is the emotional and mental real estate he begins to vacate by letting go of past relics, shifting his financial priorities, and consulting you on major life pivots. He is signaling that his sovereign territory is now shared ground. This introverted preparation is his way of ensuring the relationship has the oxygen it needs to thrive. It is an act of deep respect and quiet devotion, proving that he isn't just dating. Il is building a home for you within the architecture of his life, ensuring that you are a permanent resident in his heart and his future, rearranging his physical environment. When a man begins to secretly make space for you, the most tangible evidence often appears within his immediate physical surroundings. This isn't just about cleaning up. It is a subconscious or conscious effort to declutter his life to physically accommodate your presence. You might notice he clears a specific drawer for your belongings, makes room in his closet, or replaces bachelor-style furniture with pieces that are more inviting and comfortable for two people. This behavior signals a shift from a solitary mindset to a partnership mindset. By creating a physical vacuum, he is essentially inviting you to fill it. He wants you to feel like a permanent fixture rather than a temporary guest. This process often involves him looking at his home through your eyes, ensuring that the environment isn't just functional for him, but welcoming and hospitable for you as you integrate further into his daily world. Adjusting his long-term financial goals. Finance is one of the most private aspects of a man's life, and when he begins to shift his monetary strategy, it's a major sign of emotional investment. He may start discussing savings, investments, or large purchases with a renewed sense of purpose that includes a shared future. Instead of focusing solely on personal indulgences or solo travel, he might express interest in stability, real estate, or long-term security. This shift usually happens quietly. He may become more mindful of his spending habits or start asking for your opinion on big-ticket items. By aligning his financial trajectory with the possibility of a life together, he is ensuring that when the time comes to merge lives more formally, the foundation is already laid. It shows he is no longer just planning for himself, but is building a buffer to support the lifestyle and goals you might eventually share, introducing you to his inner circle. Gradually, a man's inner circle, his closest friends and family, acts as the gatekeepers of his true self. When he starts bringing you into these high-stakes social environments, he is making social space for you. This is a calculated move to see how your life blends with the people he trusts most. He isn't just introducing you for the sake of it. He is observing the chemistry and ensuring his support system recognizes your importance. By integrating you into these groups, he is effectively claiming you within his social hierarchy. This process often involves him sharing stories about you with them before you even meet, creating a space where you are already expected and welcomed. It's a way of moving you from the periphery of his life into the very core, ensuring that his social world expands to include you as a permanent and respected member. Prioritizing your comfort in personal spaces. This sign is characterized by a heightened sensitivity to your needs within his private domain. He begins to stock his fridge with your favorite drinks, keeps a specific type of pillow you prefer, or adjusts the temperature of his home to suit your liking without being asked. These small, thoughtful adjustments indicate that he is prioritizing your well-being over his established habits. Making space in this context means he is willing to compromise his own comforts to ensure you feel at home. It's a transition from my space to our space You might find that he leaves certain lights on for you or buys a second toothbrush, small gestures that carry the heavy weight of long-term intent. He is secretly testing the waters of cohabitation by making his environment a sanctuary for you, proving that your presence is not a disruption, but a desired addition. Shifting his routine to match your schedule. Time is the most valuable resource anyone possesses, and when a man begins to reorganize his day to align with yours, he is creating temporal space for the relationship. He might start waking up earlier to catch a morning text, moving his gym sessions to times when you are busy, or staying in on nights he used to go out just to be available for a call. This isn't about being clingy, it's about a quiet restructuring of his life, to ensure that the gaps in his day coincide with yours. He is essentially weeding out low-priority activities to make room for meaningful interaction. By making your schedule a primary factor in his own planning, he demonstrates that you are a top priority. This subtle synchronization is his way of ensuring that the relationship has the room it needs to breathe and grow without being suffocated by his previous solo commitments. Clearing out relics of past relationships. Making space often requires removing what occupied that space before. When a man is secretly preparing for a future with you, he begins a quiet purge of emotional clutter. This might involve finally deleting old photos, donating gifts from ex-partners, or removing mementos that no longer serve a purpose in his current life. He does this not because you asked, but because he realizes those items take up mental and physical room that belongs to you now. By neutralizing his environment of past romantic influences, he is ensuring that there are no ghosts in the room when you are together. This act of clearing the deck is a profound sign of respect and readiness. It shows he is fully closing previous chapters to ensure the story he is writing with you has a clean, dedicated space to unfold without distraction or comparison. Consulting you on major career decisions. A man's career is often a cornerstone of his identity and his primary focus. When he begins to ask for your input on job offers, promotions, or long-term professional pivots, he is making professional space for you. He is no longer making decisions in a vacuum based solely on his own ambitions. Instead, he is considering how a career move might affect your shared time or geographic proximity. By seeking your perspective, he is acknowledging that your voice has weight in his future. This transparency indicates that he views you as a partner whose life is inextricably linked to his own. He wants to ensure that his professional trajectory doesn't just lead to personal success, but creates a stable and harmonious environment where the relationship can thrive, signaling that he is building a life designed to accommodate your presence and support your mutual happiness. Sharing his safe havens and private spots. Everyone has specific places, a quiet park bench, a hidden cafe, or a specific hiking trail where they go to think or recharge in solitude. When a man brings you to these safe havens, he is inviting you into his most private emotional spaces. These are areas he previously kept for himself to maintain his independence. But by sharing them, he is merging his private world with yours. He's essentially saying that his alone time is now better spent with you. This vulnerability shows he is comfortable letting down his guard and allowing you into the corners of his life that most people never see. By making you a part of these personal rituals, he is ensuring that his world feels incomplete without you there, effectively replacing his need for total isolation with a desire for shared intimacy and a deeper, more exclusive connection, creating traditions exclusive to the two of you. Establishing our thing, whether it's a specific Sunday morning breakfast spot, a Friday night movie ritual, or a unique way of saying goodbye, is a powerful way of carving out a permanent space in his life. These small traditions act as anchors in his schedule, ensuring that no matter how busy life gets, there is a dedicated reserved sign on certain blocks of time just for you. He isn't just following a routine, he is actively building a unique culture within the relationship. These rituals serve as a psychological boundary that protects the connection from outside influences. When he initiates these patterns, he is signaling that he values the consistency of your presence. He is making room for a shared history, building a foundation of memories and expectations that make the idea of a life without you feel like a significant and undesirable void. Investing in items he thinks you'll need at his place. One of the most practical signs that a man is secretly making space is when he begins to purchase items, specifically with you in mind. This goes beyond just clearing a drawer. It's about active preparation. You might notice your favorite brand of coffee appears in his pantry, or he buys a high-quality hairdryer because he knows yours is bulky to carry back and forth. These purchases are placeholders for your presence. Each item he buys for your comfort is a silent admission that he expects and wants you to be there frequently and long-term. He is reducing the friction of you staying over, making it easier for you to integrate into his daily life. By investing his resources into your comfort within his home, he is physically manifesting his desire for you to stay, turning his bachelor pad into a co-managed sanctuary for the relationship, reducing aimless social engagements. When a man starts secretly making space for you, he begins to value his time with much higher scrutiny. You may notice he starts declining just because invitations, skipping late-night bar rounds with casual acquaintances, or stepping back from hobbies that no longer feel fulfilling. He is essentially pruning the noise from his social calendar to ensure he has the energy and availability to give you his best self. This shift isn't about him becoming a loner. It's about a conscious reallocation of his most limited resource, time. By cutting out low-value social interactions, he creates a quiet vacuum in his life that is intentionally reserved for deep, meaningful connection with you. He is choosing quality over quantity, proving that the space he is clearing is far more valuable than the superficial engagements he is leaving behind to focus on a future together, opening up emotional real estate. This is perhaps the most significant form of space-making, as it involves the internal restructuring of his heart and mind. He begins to share fears, childhood memories, or personal insecurities that he previously kept under lock and key. By letting you into these private chambers of his psyche, he is making emotional room for you to dwell. He is moving away from the guarded stance of a single man and into the vulnerability of a partner. This process involves him actively processing his feelings so they don't interfere with your bond, essentially cleaning house mentally. When he asks for your perspective on his internal struggles, he is giving you a permanent seat at the table of his inner life. This emotional expansion ensures that you aren't just a guest in his daily routine, but a fundamental part of his core identity and support system, including we in his future planning. A subtle but powerful shift occurs when his language changes from I to we regarding anything beyond the immediate week. Whether he is talking about a concert 6 months away, a holiday next year, or even how he envisions his life in 5 years, he begins to include you by default. This linguistic shift indicates that in his mind, the space for you is already permanent. He isn't asking if you'll be there. He is assuming it because he has already built his future narrative around your presence. He might discuss potential travel destinations or lifestyle changes with the implicit understanding that you are his partner in these adventures. By making this mental leap, he is signaling that the space he has created is not just a temporary vacancy, but a foundational pillar of the long-term structure he is building for his life, protecting his time with you from outside interruption. Once a man has made space for you, he becomes a fierce guardian of that territory. You will notice him putting his phone away when you are together, setting firm boundaries with his work, or telling friends he is busy when he is actually just spending a quiet evening with you. He treats your time together as sacred and non-negotiable. This protective behavior is a sign that he recognizes the space he has carved out is fragile and needs to be defended from the chaos of the outside world. He doesn't want the room he made for you to be crowded by external demands. By prioritizing your shared moments above almost everything else, he demonstrates that you are the centerpiece of his life. This sanctuary he creates allows the relationship to flourish in a dedicated environment, free from the distractions that usually dilute modern connections. Consistent follow-through on small commitments. The final sign of a man making secret space is the absolute reliability of his presence. He doesn't just make room in his schedule. He ensures that he actually fills that space with consistency and integrity. If he says he will call at a certain time or help you with a task, he does it without fail. This reliability is his way of proving that the space he has created for you is stable and safe. He is building a trust bridge that allows you to confidently step into the life he is offering. By being consistent in the small things, he is showing that he has rearranged his priorities to make you a non-negotiable part of his existence. He is no longer fitting you in. He is building his life around the commitment he has made to you, ensuring that the space he made remains yours and yours alone.